Please read the first one, 367. Yogasya prathama dvaram Bhangnirodho parigraha Nirasha cha niriha cha Nityam ekanta silata. It's really very beautiful verse. You hopefully just think over it also. If a person is interested ultimately to abide in himself as he is, these are the steps to be taken. If somebody is already ready for this knowledge, enjoys a disposition, that is a different game altogether. But anybody can understand this nature of himself and ultimately can abide in himself if he follows these steps. Of course, the most important part is exposing one's own self to Sravana, listening to this knowledge. Only when you listen to this knowledge, then only you can discover whether you are capable of understanding it or not. If you are capable of understanding, whether it is easier for you to abide in it or you seem to forget it. Ultimately, it should be effortless. So you see for yourself. It is just like until you take a walk, you don't know how difficult it is for you to walk. Until you climb a mountain, you don't understand how difficult it is to climb a mountain. Same thing also, until you listen to these things, you won't know how difficult it is or how easy it is. Because not many people have tested out. So therefore, once you are interested in this knowledge, now when you are exposing yourself to this wisdom of your own self, suppose you are a person, you can grasp it because ultimately everybody can grasp it because it is one's own self. But having listened to it, sometimes there will be a dichotomy. Dichotomy means like a difference as to, even though logically it is very, very convincing, I am the happiness, I am the bliss, I am the truth, yet when I work out in my day-to-day life, I discover my thoughts overtake me. My emotions are more important. My habitual behavior takes the upper hand. I seem to lose sight of myself. If it is so, what it means is, it clearly shows that the person must prepare himself. And the best way to abide in one's own self is not only to listen, but also to reflect upon it, Sravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana, and then think over it and be with yourself without any words whatsoever. So in order to do that, first step is Vak Nirodha, not to speak anything unnecessarily. It's a huge thing. You, just for a sample case, please keep one day, just one typical day of your life and maintain a record. How long did you talk? How much of it was necessary? How much of it was unnecessary? Can you just make a record of it? Then you will know for yourself. Was it necessary to talk? So, in order to do that in a very relaxed way, not in a very imposing way, because why you say imposing means sometimes you do it as an imposition of discipline. Today I am not going to talk. Don't do that. Don't kill yourself. Just play with yourself. Play with yourself. This whole evening, Monday, I am not going to talk. And especially in this atmosphere of study, when you are in ashram, when you are exposing yourself to the studies. By chance, one day you do not speak, nobody is going to misunderstand you. By chance, somebody, you say, somebody talks to you, just smilingly nod your head, today I am not talking. Bas, that much. You don't have to say anything. So everybody will understand today you are not talking. But you are in a very happy disposition. But suppose you are not talking and therefore you are grumpy because you have taken a discipline on yourself, then everybody will feel pathetic for you. Are you getting that? It should be a happy thing. I am not going to talk. One day, just I am trying myself out. So other people should help you out. They should not test you out. They should help you out. Oh, he has or she has decided not to talk. So you do that. Then only you shall know how many times unconsciously you have spoken out. How many times is compulsive. Without your knowing, you might be singing a song. Without your knowing, you may be looking at a bathroom or looking at a mirror, you are talking to yourself. Without your knowing, you are simply standing in front of a, in your room or looking at a window or door, suddenly something you are talking. Look for yourself. How many times? And don't punish yourself for that. Write it down how many times. Then you discover, hey, that is right. And you know it is habitual, unconscious speech. If I give a very bad example, like children or very old people, when they grow old, muscles no more function, they can't hold their bladder. I mean, it's a example, physical example, and some people don't like it. But that is what, in a medical condition, the person cannot hold his bladder. A child also. That's why they are given diapers. Effortlessly, excretion happens. Speech like that. You can't hold it. Most people can't hold it. Before they know, they are already speaking. Out. Already they are speaking. And such are the people who shall react heavily if you tell them not to speak. Because you are consciously speaking, when somebody tells you not to speak, don't mind it. Show me. It's fine. Because you are not escaping from something. It's not an unconscious behavior. Please. So see for yourself. It's very, very important. Because you want to be an effective speaker. If you really want to be an effective speaker, you must be very conscious. Because when you say something, you already know what you are going to speak, what will be its impact, where you can stop, how much you can go on, very clearly. And also, when you slow down and observe, you can see your thoughts literally cascading. One after another, your thoughts will be coming up. And in order to do so, for your thoughts to literally cascading down like a spring, like a waterfall, you must have already trained your mind by Sravana and Manana. Because only by if you have listened to it and you have continuously contemplated over it, then only that type of thoughts will come. Because no input, no output. If you have not studied anything, not assimilated anything, you have not thought over anything, what can you write? What can you speak? If you have not studied anything, simply keep quiet. What thoughts will come? Nothing. That is why children, observe, children. Children are busy only with two things. Either they look around or they sleep. The children don't think. A child busy with seeing something, hearing, tasting, touching, moving around, playing. And the moment you ask the child to close his eyes, the child will go to sleep. The child will not go to meditation. Are you getting that point? Because he's tired of perception, goes to sleep, wakes up, out. Either sleeping or out. But there is no inner activity. The child is not sitting on thinking for a while, what am I supposed to do today? Now I have taken my milk. After that milk, what am I to do? The child will not think. Now I have dressed up. Now where am I supposed to go? Others are deciding. He is simply hanging around. So if you are a person, you also behave like a child. You either outside or asleep, but never thinking. That is why you have to train your mind. As you listen, you go on thinking for yourself. Then only so many thoughts will be there. And because you are with this subject that you are, you just look at yourself and go on describing. That is why you don't need preparation. Understand? When you are absolutely effortless with yourself, a preparation is not needed. It is like looking at something and talking about it. You have seen mountains, you have seen Himalayas, you have seen a country, you have seen a state, you have seen a flower, you have seen a something. Then when people ask you to talk about it, you know the picture, you have seen it, so go on describing about it. Same thing, when you are aware of yourself, go on describing. When people do not know themselves, they speculate. That is where you shall come across exotic descriptions. Exotic descriptions are only for the guys who are imagining. Are you getting that? The Brahman is a consciousness, is light, full of light or smell or fragrance, all that. Exotic descriptions are only for the people who are imagining. The person who doesn't know, he has not seen it. They are the ones who will put a lot of spice into the subject. But the person who has seen it is as simple as the daylight, as simple as the space. As I told you so many times, please, there is nothing exotic about space. But there is something exotic about stars and planets, Milky Ways and galaxies. Landscapes are so exotic. Space is so simple. Silence is so simple. Sounds, amazingly exotic sounds. What all varieties of sounds are there. Think of it. Tastelessness has nothing exotic about it. Tastes, how many varieties of tastes. About the truth, there is nothing exotic. About the falsehood, everything is exotic. Appearances, are you getting that point? Appearances are marvelous. Literal fantasies. Such colors. White is a color. We are supposed to have all the colors inside it. How exotic? White. Whereas rainbow, so the child one white thing and one rainbow color, any of the rainbow colors. See the beauty. So about yourself, when you thus become very, very clear, no preparation is needed. Already so many times you have contemplated upon, so the ideas automatically cascade because you are quiet. You can literally hear your mind thinking. You can listen to it. You can see it is coming, this thought is coming now. If you are continuously speaking, you are continuously keeping yourself busy with the other perceptions, how are you going to observe yourself? And that is what average people live their life with. That is how they live their lives. Children always lost. Same thing, adults. Always seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, interacting with everything, but never the person has a look into himself. That is why the first step, keep quiet. Because that is one thing you can do most effortlessly. For walking, Using your body, there is some effort needed. But speaking, sitting down anywhere, lying down anywhere, doing anything, talk. That is why people become more garrulous. Are you getting that? Why people are more garrulous? Because does not need that much of effort. Simply talk. Continuously talking becomes a habit. Please appreciate. If you talk sense, as I told you in the morning class, if you talk sense, you will never be tired at the end of the day. If you talk nonsense, in a minute you are tired. If you are not tired, others are tired. They can't just hang around you. It becomes very difficult. Just think of it. And many people will tolerate you, which you don't understand. Many people will tolerate you. Just tolerate. Why? Poor thing. Later on, they will talk among themselves. A person is talking too much, you know. They won't talk to you because they don't want to hit you. They don't want to hurt you. They're very polite. They will not hurt you. But behind your back, they will say, oh, very difficult. Continuously person is talking, I don't know what to do. I am the roommate or I am the next person. I have to sit down there. Oh, sure. Just, you don't understand you are giving so much of pain to people. Please. It is better to be asked than to be told, why are you talking so much? Because if you don't speak, you are a mystery. Are you getting that? If you are not speaking, you are a mystery. People will try to understand, what are you thinking? What do you think? They look for your opinion because maybe you are observing. If you are a conscious person, please. So it's very, very important. Really, the subject, look at, it's not me talking. I always talk about talking. See how nicely it is. Prathama Dwara. The first gate you want to cross, Vag Nirodha. It's not complete cessation of speech. When you say the control over your speeches, it's just like controlling a vehicle. Controlling a vehicle does not mean parking the place, parking the vehicle. You drive, but you choose to drive. So control of your speech does not mean no speaking. You speak. You continue to speak. But you continue to speak meaningful. Please. They call it hitam. That is hitam, that is useful. And ultimately, you don't lose yourself in that trend of speech. Okay, after telling that, now that's a great way, because if you stop speaking, straight away you are back onto your mind. There is another way of also getting distracted. You might have spoken, you might have stopped speaking, which is the behavior at the level of your tongue. There is another expression of thought at the level of your sense organ and organs of action. Walking, holding the hands, picking up, using your hands and legs, seeing, tasting, touching. For what? Parigraha, for sustenance. That seems to be very, very natural, that I must do something to sustain myself. Ask yourself a question. Are you working to sustain yourself or for your security? That is why, as I told you, these are all contextual. Contextual means in this context. In this context. This is not the lifestyle to be followed when you are in the five-star hotel or in working with a government, working in the office, living with responsibility. This is training ground. Do you understand the point? Do not extend it. Unfortunately, whatever people listen, they want to extend it to their life. You are already, during your training period, What you do during your training period while learning a driving, do you follow it strictly when you are driving in the motorway? When you are learning the driving, say, look left side, look right side, look at your mirror. All these things the person will say. That time it is effortless. Suppose you don't look at left side, right side, also, you know how to exactly handle it because you are already top class. But step by step, if you miss a step, the person will not give you the license. It's very strict discipline while learning. And that is what it is you must understand, while making yourself a master. And once you are a master, you don't tell a master what to do. A person is a top class driver, do you tell him how to drive? He knows how to drive. If a person is learning, you teach him. So this is for the learner's handbook. Are you getting that point, please? Because you find it difficult to be effortless with yourself, therefore do this. Suppose you are effortless with yourself and you are not self-righteous. You understand what is self-righteous? Self-righteous means you do things, listen friends, you do things, you are unconscious, but you try to justify that you know what you do. It's like an angry man. An angry person talks nonsense, absolute nonsense. Angry, upset, jealous, under the spell of an emotion. You talk meaningless nonsense. But when somebody tells you, do you know what you are talking? Don't tell me that. I know what I am talking. He justifies. That is why, are you getting that? That is why self-righteous behavior, arrogant behavior, is not a conscious behavior. When you are conscious, you don't have to justify your action. You don't justify your action. You know what you have done. And you are ready for consequences also. You are ready for the consequences also. Very conscious activity. So, your thoughts can be expressed in two different ways. One at the level of speech, other at the level of different physical actions. And why do I do physical action? In order to gain my security, earn my livelihood, which contribute towards my living. When you are studying these things, you don't need a huge load of things around you to keep yourself alive. Like there was a monk in a cave. So there are some visitors. They visited him. And when they went there, this man is living a very simple lifestyle. Just one piece of cloth, one skin. Those days, a skin and some grass and other things under the skin, and there is a cloth, grass, skin, some piece of cloth, and he lies down there. Comfortable. Then somebody asked him, how do you manage like this? Where is your bed? At least a bed. Then he says, then the monk asked the visitors, where are your beds? What? Oh, we are traveling. He said, I am also traveling. In my travel through life, are you getting that point? When I am traveling through life, why collecting possessions? Hey, once you understand the truth for yourself, you can choose to collect possessions without being burdened by it. But if you are a compulsive collector of things, everything you see you want to collect because you think that will give you happiness. That's a completely different thing. Understand. Only you can see for yourself. Can you live without it? If you can live without it, you have full right to live with it. You first learn to live without. Then you shall learn to live with it. Because you have learned without, if you have lived without it, you can live with it. People who have learned to live with things, they find it very difficult to live without it. Are you getting that? A rich man, a poor man can be rich easily, but a rich man can be poor is so painful. Because if you have enjoyed the riches, that is why people who are enjoying the power and position, the day they retire, most of them die. Because no more there is power, no more there is access to position, power, importance, recognition, the person collapses. That is why when you are studying, what is there in your room? You, number one, you have to be there. Few books, notebooks, paper, pen, bas. Other thing, ille, nothing. I'm not telling you jokes, huh? It's not I'm making myself an example. I don't know how it happened. But when I was studying, believe me, I had literally 2 pairs of clothes. I remember these up to this day. There will be a bed. On that tin cot, there was just a mat. And there is a pillow. There is nothing, one rajai or anything. It's Bombay we are studying, so there is this garam, hot place. You don't need any nonsense. Just to put one thing and then lie down on that bed. And 2 pairs of clothes. One for today, one for tomorrow. Bas. And while bathing, same thing, wash it up, dry it up, then come back, next day, another one, next day, this one. And by chance there is a rainy day, don't wash your clothes. Every day, what is there washing clothes? Not necessary. Keep it, the rainy day, so keep it next day. Okay. Worst to come to what? 3 pairs, but never more than 3. Same color clothes, why put 100 pairs? For what? Who is going to recognize which pair you are putting on? I'll tell the truth, I'll really tell you the truth. Now, when I had been to these camps in the country, France, Germany, see, that place is really cold. We are hot, it's like heat here. It's very cool and nice. Some days are very cold, 14, 15 degrees. Today you bathe, tomorrow you don't feel like bathing. Because you don't feel like bathing. Because the freshish, you are so fresh. It's like the vegetables taken from the deep freeze. So you are always inside a deep freeze. You don't sweat. You don't feel anything. For the first time, I also didn't bathe one day. Really, I didn't bathe one day. I said, what is there to bathe? Really, it's like that. Then I was feeling, it's true. Why these people don't bathe every day? Because if the summer is like that, winter, why should anybody bathe? It is so cold. But of course, after 2-3 days or 1 day, 2 days, you have a bath and all that thing. People do that, not that they don't. But you can do that. And clothes never become dirty because there is no dust. In that country, there is no dust. It is either cement, asphalt road, or it is grass. You don't see mud. You have to see mud, you have to go to field. On the roadside, near the house, there is no mud. So the clothes are clean all the time. And because in that country, when I go there, I don't feel like asking people to wash my clothes. I can't wash my clothes also because I don't know how to do that. There is no facilities to dry up and take your clothes. Then everybody, Swami is doing. Why keep into trouble? What I do, every day I come back, I fold up my clothes nicely, keep it there. Next morning, and I go, have a bath, come back. Only, just underclothes you change every day if you feel like. That's what you do. And next things, you just, other things, same thing. And it doesn't look dirty, very clean. So, nobody is pressurized. People are not pressurized to wash your clothes. You are not pressurized to put job into anybody. I'm giving you the secret. Huh? Don't tell to those people. Now, really, very frank. Because always every day you're, oh, Swamiji, you have clothes? Yes, do. I do have 7. I always take 5-6 pairs of clothes. But why unnecessarily putting people into practice? I mean, I think if I know how to manage my clothes, what is the problem? Makes it so easy. So it makes it easy for you to hang around people. People also find it easy to hang around you because you don't have to do many things for them. You don't have anything for, you don't put any burden because of your presence. Whatever is there, yes, beautiful. Can you eat this? Oh, yes. There is nothing to eat. It's all right. Oh, it's wonderful. What to do? Just eat some nonsense. There is nothing. Oh, you are not eating. Arey, what is there to eat that I should eat? Becomes difficult. But it doesn't matter. Why? That's what life is. When you go to France, the French people's breakfast is one big bowl of hot coffee, red, just coffee water, huh? Not this Indian coffee, milk and sugar and nothing. Simply, or hot tea, that water and rusk or the bread. Bas, everybody, whether you are a governor or a government, ordinary, that type of thing. Any, I have seen both the camps, 200 people in one camp, 20 people in another camp, 30 people, same thing. If you want your bread to be toasted, fine. Without toast, most people eat without toasting also. Now, with Indian food habit, how are you going to take that breakfast? I said, take it. Yes. What do you do? Sit down there, take a fruit and then go home. What else do? Oh, I can't eat. Suppose you say, I can't eat. Yes, people will go out of the way to give you. But for what? Suppose I don't eat for 7 days. Am I dropping dead? That's what I had done when I went to Mukambika forest. 7 days I had stayed in one place. No food. Just one rusk. Literally one day, one rusk, dipping in the water in the... there is a spring on the forest. In the forest, I was staying in the top of there. Just 1 or 2 pieces of that. But no movement also. Not eating also, no movement also. Not eating and showing off your movement. Then you will be tired. Then simply lie down. Just be yourself. Body put up in a folded position like a baby's in the womb. Then your stomach doesn't expand. You fold it up like this. See that boy, our Shiva lying down now? All the legs folded up. Hungry. Most of the time animals will lie down like that. If they don't get it, if you fold it up, your stomach remains like that. You won't feel. You want to stretch your stomach only, hunger may come. That's why people say when they are hungry, they will be sitting like this. Cold. Stomach, nature, automatically protect it, please. So if I keep myself 7 days without food, does it matter if one day I don't have a breakfast or a lunch or a dinner, I want to drop dead? So why make a food an issue? Oh, I don't want this. You don't want this, don't eat this. But don't talk it to anybody. Why? Because they give what they can give. Suppose I go to the camp, they give what they can give. If I don't want it, I don't want it. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, you are not going to drop. Something or other will be there. Just take it up. And best way of looking at it, at least now I can lose 5 kilos weight and come. At the end of the 7 days, 10 days, when you have the food that you could not eat, but other people are enjoying, so let them enjoy. I am also enjoying them enjoying it. But I didn't eat it. After 5 days, I have lost 2 kilos. Excellent, thank God. Why? Never got a chance to lose weight. You understand? You learn to adjust anywhere and everywhere. Non-possession. Aparigraha. When? As a student. Why? So that your mind unnecessarily does not get engaged in missing a soap, missing the fruit, missing this vegetable, missing that. No. If while preparation, please understand, when you are preparing yourself for this knowledge, if you miss those things, whole life will be a beggar. But if you have mastered yourself, you are an emperor afterwards. Are you getting that? When you master yourself, then everything reaches you. You don't want anything, everything comes to you. Everything comes to you. You don't know what to do with it. That is where through you 100 people will survive. Because so much thing comes to you. As a person, can you eat everything? Everybody gives it to you. So what do you do with that? Let everybody take. Understand? Aparigraha. These are all beautiful virtues. People don't understand. It's not only for this knowledge. Even you go to ordinary, even your Vidyarthi, a person who is interested in the physics, chemistry, mathematics, all these type of knowledge, they talk about what type of knowledge they ask you. What type of qualification they ask you. Bakadhyanam, kakasnanam, bakadhyanam, swananidra tathaivacha, alpahari, gruhatyagi, vidyarthi, panchalakshanam. These are the 5 characteristics of a person who wants to learn anything in life. These are the 5 things. Kakasnanam, bathe like a crow. Have you seen a crow bathing? Finish. 2-3 times and you go away. The crow doesn't stay like an elephant in the water, or like a hippo or like a buffalo. No. Soak himself in the mud, nothing. The crow goes and goes away. He doesn't stay longer in that. Kakasnanam. Very quick bath. Why? Because you are a student. Understand? You don't have time to waste on your bathing. Vakadhyanam. And when you are concentrating on a study, how do you concentrate? Like Vakadhyanam. As the heron looking at the fish. Have you observed a heron hunting a fish? Oh boy. He stays on one leg or on both the legs. But on one point, boom, never misses it. If the fish passes that way, he is in his stomach. Vakadhyanam. Swananidra, sleep. But sleep like a dog. You just make a little noise, the dog will be up. Swananidra, wakes up. Not a sleeper, like a heavy sleeper. Kumbhakarna. So many, everybody shouting, fighting, getting up, and the man is sleeping very well. Swananidra, quickly getting up. Kakasnanam, Bakadhyanam. Swananidra tate alpahari, and a person who eats less. Alpahara, never fill your stomach. All the time there should be little hunger left out. Alpahari. If you are alpahari, think of it. If you are a person who eats little, you will not fight over food. That man is giving that much and I am giving only this much. Oh, I see. You don't even worry. Just an imaginary situation. Suppose you have a tough time with the person who is checking in the aircraft. I mean, in the service checking in counter. And then maybe that person tells to the stewards, those people who are serving you in the air hostesses, serving in the aircraft, this fellow has really, is a tough customer, a stupid fellow, giving us a hard time. When he is traveling in the plane, give him a hard time. Just an imaginary situation, give him a hard time. And you go there, and you are a person who is not interested in plain food, not interested in their drink, you are not interested in anything. What way they can inconvenience you? Are you getting it? By chance, later on, after the flight, suppose the person who was checking in the counter, did you give him a tough time? Now what will say? That fellow never want anything, so what is the question of giving tough time? He gave us tough time for us to find out, looking for him, what tough time we can give him. Because he doesn't want anything. Suppose he asks for a coffee, we can give him cold. But he doesn't ask for a coffee. He doesn't want coffee. If he asks for a food, we can give him something which he doesn't like, which will not like or miss something. He doesn't ask for food. He has his own water bottle and drinking, not even water. That at least you can delay. That also he has a bottle with him. Now what do you do? What do you do? Understand? People why people find it difficult to understand? Because they take these things which are required for a student while studying to their general life. That when you are living with your husband and wife, father, mother, children, business, looking after it, you should be alpahari, gurutyagi. What nonsense! Are you getting that point? As a sadhaka, when you are doing the sadhana, preparing yourself to understand this reality, this is your discipline. Alpahari. When you are learning driving, you are in only road, alone, driving a little here and there. In a whole football field, you are alone. When you are going in a motorway, you have to be in different person, different person you have to be. You can't follow the same little initial rules. There you must know how to negotiate with hundreds of cars. Nobody to sit down and say, slow down, slow down, slow down, brake, 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 accelerate, nothing. Already everything is ingrained inside you. You know the driving, so you are on the highway. You have lived without things. You have lived without speaking. You lived without demanding. Since you are already ready for the worst, everything is a bonus for you in life. Are you getting that? When you don't want anything, everything is a bonus, no? When you want something, nothing is enough. Are you getting that? When you don't want anything, everything is a bonus. When you don't want something, everything else is unwanted. I want only banana. Right, other fruits are useless. Suppose you don't want any fruit, every fruit is great. I want only this food, then other food are useless. If you don't want any food, whatever comes fine. Oof, everything is bonus. That is how you live your life. So this discipline frightens the people completely because they don't understand. It's a context. It is contextual. Okay? In this context, when you are studying aparigraha, nothing to grab. My room, the most important position in my room is me. So you don't have to worry about my door is closed or not closed. You don't have to worry. Why? I'm thinking about myself. I'm being with myself. I'm training to myself. And when you are with yourself and you are running an empire, you are running an executive, big company or a organization, naturally your house will have million things. Lock it, double lock it, doors, guards. Why? Responsible person. So don't look down upon possession that time. Are you getting that? Who is the one? A person who is the person who is having diabetic is living on a diet. You want to cure himself. The person who is healthy, he can eat whatever he likes to eat. So if you have got the disease of ignorance, these are the diets for you. Non-possession, not speaking unnecessarily. These are the diet. And once you are a healthy person, you decide your diet. How much you should speak? Don't ask me. What you should eat? Why are you asking me? Are you a baby or what? That is why Krishna so beautifully tells to Arjuna. Hey, whatever I taught, did you understand? Arjuna says, yes, O Lord. Nashtamoha smutit labdha. Delusion is gone. I got back the memory of myself. I understand myself. Karishya vachanam. Whatever you say, I will do. Krishna was not happy. No, that, oh, now this fellow says, whatever I say you will do, so I have a nice donkey to ride. No. The teacher is not interested in exploiting one donkey also. What does he say? Think over it well. Yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. As you feel like you do. Why? You have to live your life. Other day I was telling in a class, in a camp, somebody can help you to live your life. But ultimately, nobody can live your life. You can help somebody to live his life. But can you live his life? You can help someone to live life. Ideas, things. But you can't live his life. The person will live his life. Same thing, teacher. Yathechasi tatha kuru. You think it over well and you do. Oh, I want to possess everything. Go ahead. I don't want anything. Go ahead. Choice is yours. Which one is better? Don't compare. In wisdom, there is no comparison. Please understand. It's very, you must be absolutely conscious. There is no comparison there. See, you are a happy man, I am a happy man. You are a wise man, I am a wise man. You are a Westerner, in a sense, you are maybe a Frenchman or German person, you are living with bread, breakfast and other thing. And you are another person, Indian or Chinese or this or that, he is living with some, dosa, idli, suppose Indian, dosa, idli, all these things. Now there is a big five-star buffet for all continents people. Go there, pick up. Which one will pick up? The Indian wise man will go for the dosa, idli, if he is South Indian. If you are a Western wise man, you will go for your coffee, tea, bread, butter, whatever it is. So can you say, this fellow has still his likes and dislikes, Don't talk nonsense. You are happy with yourself, but you have chosen. If that's my thing, I like it, I take it. What's wrong with it? Only thing is you should see for yourself. Suppose there is no bread and butter, there is no idli or something, until that comes, I don't eat, then you have a definite like. Are you getting that? Until that comes, I am not touching. That's not right. So that, please appreciate aparigraha. So none possessive. In my house, there is nothing. But people who listen to these things, they think 30-year-old, 40-year-old top executive are working and think, they think if they want to come to understand these things, they have to live like that. Yes, during your understanding, you give up your house, come here, live with the list of things. Don't bring your home here. You live with list of things because that is where you appreciate clearly. Why should you learn these things? So that I can go back to live with more things. You may be the son of the richest man in the world. When you are preparing yourself in a school, you live with like anybody student. But go back to run an empire. Same thing. Nirasira parigra, bang nirodha parigra. And the next one is nirasa cha niriya cha nitya ekanta silata nirasa cha. So, the next one is nirasa, no expectation. Asa nirgato. Yes, asa nirgata. There is no asha. Asha means no expectation of any kind. You don't unnecessarily dreaming. There is no unnecessary dreaming. Oh, if this will happen, it will be so nice. No. As it is, my life is nice. So there is no question of thinking, if it will be nice. Are you getting that? Nirasa. Nirasa doesn't mean hopeless, huh? It's not hopeless. Here I am exposing myself to these studies to be happy with myself. And therefore, I have no other expectation. No, I am come here to study, but I have only one dream. What is that? If I can come and meet somebody here who can give me a good job, it will be so nice. Wonderful. I can come here, if I meet somebody, if they can sponsor my trip to foreign country, that will be very nice. Hayyo. I have seen such people also. They don't come to ashram for studying. They come for the ashram to for the contact. What type of people they can meet and through which they can take a better ride in life. Therefore, the moment they get it, they get away. Understand? It's like getting a funny immigration. You train yourself as a yoga teacher or you train yourself as a priest so that you get immigration easily to London. Because you are not competing with anybody for their job in locally. So you get the easy immigration. And once you reach there, 3 months you stay there in your job. 1 year you stay with your job. Next year you find another job and walk out. No more a priest, no more a yoga teacher. What do? You are cheating the governments. Somebody can be like that. Just think of it. You come to ashram for what? Not to see himself. but he has other dreams, then you will never understand the truth. Nirasacha. What is greater dream than the happiness itself? Come on. What is the bigger dream than the satisfaction itself? What is the bigger dream than the fearlessness itself? What is a greater dream than the fulfillment itself? The person who is looking for Olympic gold today is over. Last evening, Sunday. Now the whole Olympic stadium will be totally dark. And now they are already started thinking, 40 billion they have spent. How are they going to get it back? Because the facilities that they have provided, like a swimming cube, which they say is the ultimate wonder, the best in the world. 17,000 people can sit down in the stadium and people can swim. Now, what is going to happen that one? Montreal game, some 20 years back it was. Last year they paid back the loan they had taken from the bank. It takes 20 years, 25 years. You don't make money, but you have shown it off to people. It's like for a marriage. In Indian marriage, the father of the bride takes the loan to give a decent marriage to the daughter. Daughter is married and gone. 15 years after the marriage, still he is paying for the loan because he had to have a heavy celebration. So, that is over. Who is remembering who has won gold in what? That person will remember. People have enjoyed. But suddenly you are no more, you are back to your cancer, you are back to your father who is not well, you are back to your wife who is running away, back to your husband you can't keep him, back to your children who are getting drug addict, or the children who are stupid or wonderful. They want to live their life, you can't live there. Personal problems comes in. The professional side is over. Therefore, don't say that is why I don't go to, I don't say that's why I don't compete in Olympics. That's not. Don't say that. That is why I don't compete in Olympics, because it's professional side. I'm always interested in personal side. But the professional side will pay for the personal life. Why should you not do the professional side? But the personal sustenance is one thing, personal fulfillment is one thing. Fulfillment is different. Fulfillment is not dependent on one thing. I won a medal, or I won a job, I won the favor of a girl or a boy, I own some land, W-O-N. I own. That is not. The greatest sense of fulfillment is, I'm so happy with myself, I don't need anything in life for my fulfillment, for my sustenance, anything will do. More, I should work for it. If nothing more, what is that? Does it matter? So what is greater achievement than fulfillment? So what is the greater dream? Nirasacha. Understand? My dream is to be so happy with myself. Yasmin vijñāte sarvavidam vijñāta bhavati. Knowing which, everything is as well known. Gaining which, everything is as well gained. Yallabhat paramna vidyate. Nothing by atmalabhanna param vidyate. There is nothing greater than the gaining of the self-knowledge. There is no gain other than the gaining of one's own self. Nirasa. And since you have no other dream, niriha. Iha means chesta, effort. Niriha means no effort. So no distraction. Only if you have other dreams and demands, you shall be distracted. Are you getting that point? If you have dreams and demands, you shall be distracted. Suppose you have no other dreams and demands. You will not be distracted. There is no distraction. Nirihacha, nirasacha, nirihacha. No other dream, therefore no other iha, chesta, distraction. Why you should not have distraction? That takes away your time. That takes your time. My own whole time is dedicated to understanding myself. Anything that helps me towards myself, I will do it. Anything that helps my being towards myself, I'll do it. You want to sit down quietly for some time, your mind tells you, music. You want to have a music system, you'll get a music system. Or the other person has a tape recorder, I don't have one. The other man has this, I don't have this. Hey, that is what not you are interested. Because you have come to be yourself. But what people do? They come to ashram to study for a few days. Now they want to bring the home here. And when they go back to the responsibilities, they want dreaming the ashram life. Oh, it would have been so nice there. No? What is this? When you are here, prepare yourself so well. Fulfilled completely. No position, no nothing. Nirasa cha, niriha cha, no effort. And then, therefore, nityam ekanta silata. Always you love the isolation. Me with myself, excellent. Who is your greatest company? Me. Who is my greatest company? Me. If you say music, you will miss it. If you say food, of course you miss it. A touch or a taste or a smell, a sight or a sound or anything for that matter. If that gives you company, then no good. But then, oh, shall I be with myself? How do you be? That is why to be with yourself, satsanga. With the book, shastra, with the guru, with the teacher. That is a sangha. But that sangha, understand, that association does not create a dependence. Because the teacher is such, since he knows the truth, he always throws you back to yourself. That is why if it is a practice-oriented teaching, you shall be continuously dependent on your teacher for the rest of your life. Are you getting that? Because teacher has to say which side of the nose you have to breathe, you know. Which side of your brain you have to use, which side of your tail or whatever nonsense. Stand like this, stop like this, do like that. Permanent, advice. Think of it. When you are thinking for yourself, the person is passing it on to you. You are no more becoming guru dependent, no more becoming shastra dependent, but you are now self-dependent. And self-dependence is independence. You are going back to yourself every moment. When I am teaching you, what gives you relief? My teaching or my revealing you that being with yourself? Take that statement. When I am teaching you, what gives you relief? My teaching or your being with yourself? My teaching directs you towards yourself. The scriptures direct you towards yourself. Atma labhanna paravidyate. He doesn't say, He says there is nothing greater than gaining yourself. He doesn't say there is nothing greater than getting the shastra. The book is the means. That's not the end. You are the truth for yourself. Therefore, nitya ekanta silata. Always being with yourself. Being with the teacher also, being alone. Why? Because the teacher is pushing you back to yourself. When somebody, listen carefully, when somebody takes you and initiates you into drugs, you become drug dependent. When somebody takes you and initiates you to music for your pleasure, music dependent. Somebody takes you and introduces you to food, food dependent. Somebody takes you and introduces the pleasures of the body, call it sex, call it comfort. You become sensation dependent. Somebody takes you to a movie. movie dependent. Somebody takes you to yourself. Self-dependent is independence. Are you getting that? That is why the teacher, satsanga, satsangatve nissangatvam. When you are with the satsanga, satsanga means two things. The sangha with yourself, you are being with yourself, or one, you are with somebody who helps you to be with yourself. Both way, you get away of dependence of any kind. Nischala tattve jivan mukti. When you are comfortable with that, at one with yourself, jivan mukti, living liberated. Okay? So see the beautiful arrangement. Vag nirodha, aparigraha, nirasa, niriha, ekanta silata. I think on this we should take a whole camp on this. It's a fantastic verse. Remember this, it will be very beautiful. You know, these verses you can take 4 or 5 classes. It's so beautiful. One line, one word. Okay, so please do that. And we shall see next verse tomorrow. Just read it out, we shall see tomorrow. Ekanta sthiti